Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2026, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047. As part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. Today, we are celebrating and commemorating January 4th as World Braille Day every year. Reaching blind and visually impaired persons, even under normal circumstances, persons with disabilities, 1 billion people worldwide are less likely to access healthcare, education, employment, and to participate in the community. They are more likely to live in poverty, experience higher rates of violence, neglect, and abuse, and are among the most marginalized in any crisis affected community. For the visually impaired, life under lockdown has posed several issues in terms of independence and isolation, especially for people who rely on their use of touch to communicate their needs and access information. The pandemic has revealed how critically important it is to produce essential information in accessible formats, including Braille and audible formats. Otherwise, many persons with disabilities could face a higher risk of contamination due to lack of access of guidelines and precautions to protect and reduce the spreading of a pandemic. COVID-19 has also emphasized the need to intensify all activities related to digital accessibility to ensure digital inclusion of all people. So, World Braille Day, celebrated since 2019, is observed to raise awareness of the importance of Braille as means of communication in the full realization of the human rights for blind and partially sighted people. So, what is Braille? Braille is a tactile representation of alphabetic and numerical symbols. 6 dots, using 6 dots to represent each letter and number, and even musical, mathematical, and scientific symbols. Braille, named after its inventor in 19th century France, Louis Braille, is used by blind and partially sighted people to read the same books and periodicals as those printed in a visual form. So Braille is essential in context of education, like freedom of expression and opinion, as well as social inclusion, as reflected in Article 2 of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. So, Writing Peace is a manual that invites young audiences to become aware of the independence of cultures through familiarization with contemporary writing systems, their history, and their mutual borrowings. It provides a concise introduction of many writing systems, including Braille. So, eye conditions are remarkably common. The World Health Organization estimates that globally at least 1 billion people have a near or distant vision impairment that could have been prevented or has yet to be addressed. So, persons with vision impairment are more likely than those without an experience higher rates of poverty and disadvantage. Not meeting their needs or fulfilling their rights has widening consequences. Vision loss often represents a lifetime of inequality, poor health, and barriers to education and employment. The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, adopted in 2006, has advanced the rights and well being of persons with disabilities, and Convention considers Braille essential for education, freedom of expression and opinion, access to information, and social inclusion. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted in 2015, further pledges that no one will be left behind in the aim to ensure that all human beings can enjoy prosperous and fulfilling lives. In November 2018, Wide Resolution 73 by 161, the General Assembly decided to proclaim 4th January as the World Braille Day, recognizing that full realization of human rights and fundamental freedoms relies on an inclusive written promotion. World Braille Day on January 4th is celebrated to honor the birth of Braille inventor Louis Braille. Braille's gift to the world has brightened the lives of millions of people around the world who are blind or visually impaired, and they benefit from his work every day. The day also acknowledges that those with visual impairments deserve the same standard of human rights as everyone else. So the term Braille was dubbed after its creator. Louis Braille was a Frenchman who lost his eyesight as a child when he accidentally stabbed himself in the eye with his father's saw. From the age of 10, he spent time at the Royal Institute for Blind Youth in France, where he formulated and perfected the system of raised dots that eventually became known as Braille. Braille completed his work developing a code based on cells with 6 dots, making it possible for a fingertip to feel the entire cell unit with one touch and moving quickly from one cell to the next. Eventually, Braille slowly came to be accepted throughout the world as the main form of written information for blind people. Unfortunately, Braille didn't have the opportunity to see how useful invention had become. He passed away in 1852, 2 years before the Royal Institute began teaching Braille. So the date for the event as chosen by UNGA via a proclamation marks Louis Braille's birthday. We love to see people coming together to celebrate events and good causes, and World Braille Day on January 4th is one such event. So Braille is a tool that uses combinations of raised dots to spell numbers and letters. It's used by blind or partially sighted persons to help them read and write. Many people learn the important Braille symbols to be able to read signs and labels. Sadly, it is believed that only 1 in 10 blind people can read. So, Braille can also be used for music. Blind musicians can benefit greatly from learning to read music in Braille. Braille music utilizes the usual 6 dot cell, but it also features its own syntactic translations. Spread the word. Not everyone is aware of the importance of Braille. Use social media and online, offline media to create and raise awareness. Donate or give a partially signed or blind person a gift in Braille. This could be a book, toys, or learning tools. Why not learn how to read Braille? It could be beneficial as you could use your knowledge to instruct and help someone who really needs it. So Braille is also an asteroid. In 1999, NASA's Deep Space One flew past as asteroid on its way to photograph the Borealis comet and named 9969 Braille in acknowledgement of Louis Braille. Braille is an alphabet that can be used to write almost any language, and versions are available in Arabic, Chinese, Hebrew, Spanish, and more. Braille is not a language, but instead an alphabet. So there are two versions. Uncontracted Braille spells out every word, whereas contracted Braille is a shorthand version that abbreviates familiar words. There's a version for maths and science. There's a unique version of Braille specifically for mathematics and science called the Nemeth code. There are also toys in Braille. Family classics such as Uno, Monopoly, and Lego are available in Braille versions. So Braille, just like education should be legal right, awareness of Braille importance cannot be overemphasized. We often take our sight for granted and don't understand the unique challenges that those with little or no sight face daily. Those with visual impairments deserve not only recognition but also respect. So let's not forget to honor Louis Braille. The invaluable tool he had created has helped so many people over the years and continues to do so. Today is also commemorated as World Hypnotism Day on 4th January every year. Internationally, while it may be a complex subject, there's no denying that hypnosis by a certified hypnotist can be beneficial in many ways. So this day serves to dispel the common misconceptions and fears surrounding hypnosis. So the origin of hypnosis in Western science can be traced back to 1770. Franz Mesmer, born in 1734, was a German physician who used hypnosis as a form of therapy to treat his patients in Vienna and Paris. Mesmer's method interested other medical practitioners, and they call it mesmerism after his name. Unfortunately, hypnosis was mistaken for an occultist practice and it was suppressed later on. Scottish surgeon James Braid came up with the terms hypnotism and hypnosis. In 2004, board certified hypnotist Tom Nicol and the World Hypnotism Day Committee began the observance to motivate hypnotism experts to educate people and promote the real benefits of and truth about hypnosis. The initial observance kicked off myth-busting events that provided proof-free consultation and awareness of the part hypnosis can play in our health. World Hypnotism Day on January 4th emphasizes the fact that hypnosis is beneficial. On this day, we are encouraged to eliminate the misconceptions and misunderstandings of hypnotism and try to embrace it as the useful and that it is. So when under hypnosis, a person will see, feel, smell, and perceive in harmony with the hypnotist guidance, even if these guides are in obvious contradiction to the actual stimuli existing in the environment. Apparent outcomes of hypnosis are sensory changes. The subject's memory and self-awareness are altered by guidance, and the effects of the guidance may be felt post-hypnotically, even after the subject wakes up. Hypnosis is a life-changing opportunity. It's a way for someone to write new chapters in their life, so to speak. Hypnosis feels more like daydreaming or nicely relaxing for a few minutes after a busy day at work. Everyone is hypnotizable to some extent, but some are more easily hypnotized than others. There is no indication that anyone can get stuck in a hypnotic trance and sleep forever, but this is one of the many myths. So have you tried practicing hypnosis? Hypnosis is a skill, and to get it right, and you may need classes or tons of practice. So, what do you believe about hypnosis? It is a fact or myth? Find out accurate information about hypnosis and what it is all about. Discover more about hypnotism. Talk to someone who received hypnotherapy and discuss how it helped them. You may choose to experience the benefits of yourself. Sleep hypnosis has been proven to help people with their insomnia and adequately improve sleep. It is a common misconception that a person goes into some kind of sleeping during hypnosis, but patients stay wide awake while under hypnosis. The average person experiences hypnosis at least twice a day, and daily examples include reaching your destination without memory of driving there, zoning out while reading the page of book, or unconsciously becoming so engrossed in a television show for hours. Hypnotherapy is a proven to help and relieve stress, fear, and anxiety. Hypnosis eliminates the sensitive experience of pain while still permitting the person to feel the sensory sensation. So hypnotherapy is a healing. And on World Hypnotism Day, many hypnotists offer free sessions to celebrate this day. Why not give it a try? Hypnosis conducted by a trained therapist or healthcare professional is considered a safe, complementary, and alternative medical treatment. So discover the benefits for yourself. Hypnosis is a serious type of therapy, but it can be also fun. Fun types of hypnosis include stage hypnosis, party hypnosis, and caution, but safe attempts of hypnosis with your friends. Today is also commemorated as Pop Music Chart Day in US on January 4th, and isn't music on amazing way to tune up to New Year? Pop music is catchy and difficult to resist, even if it's not your typical jam. You probably bobbed up your head to a pop song or two, and you may even know a few. So, pop music is currently the most popular type of music, and there's a chart every week. While some songs stay on the charts for a week, others that are more popular can stay on charts for months. Today is also commemorated as National Trivia Day in US. On January 4th, our obsession for trivia has been part of popular culture for many decades, and it's easy to understand why. Most of us are naturally competitive and social beings, and trivia blends the two perfectly. If you enjoy wowing your friends with interesting stats and fabulous facts, today is your day to shine. One of the first forms of what we know today as a trivia game debuted on 1940s radio program Take It or Leave It. Not too long after this, in 1964, Jeopardy entered millions of Americans' homes to television and remains arguably America's most iconic quiz show. Today is also commemorated as National Missouri Day in US. On January 4th, acknowledges the 24th state to join the Union. The state board boasts many cultural and artistic attractions from music festivals to cruises on riverboats and tours of biggest brewing company in the nation. With a prosperous history and fascinating people, Missouri evolved into a stopping point for many migrating west. Some moved on and returned east, but those who stayed made big names for themselves, such as Walt Disney. Today is also commemorated as National Candle Day. on January 4th every year. These days take a realistic account of what a person is able to accomplish through hard work and dedication. National Can Do Day emphasizes achieving all the possible goals and doable tasks in one life. It encourages us to do things that we are capable of doing and we always dreamt of. It motivates us to concentrate on our strengths and turn on our dreams into reality through determination and willpower. National Can Do is a brainchild of Adam Rimmon, who started with the keto lifestyle, transformed his life. National Can Do Day is an annual event celebrated on January 4th and was founded by Adam Rimmon, who suffers from cerebral palsy. He has been wheelchair bound for most of his life and has to expend a considerable effort to remain active. It was during his pursuit of a healthy way of life that he stumbled upon the keto lifestyle in 2017. Women followed the keto diet and realized that he had gained enough energy to start water aerobics, which helped him lose around 65. He developed a good liking for keto and decided to make others aware of its benefits. In 2017, he founded Keto Crisp, a snack bar that combined healthy keto foods with taste. His venture, Keto Crisp, makes delectable and clean keto diet friendly snacks for people who want well balanced, protein rich foods. The innate confidence in the human ability to transform lives and achieve dreams reflects the inspiration behind Can Do as both an organization as well as a movement. National Can Do Day is celebrated to carry on the indomitable spirit. Can Do talks that about how willpower spirit can help us achieve our dreams. It encourages people to do things they are capable of, no matter how big or small the task seems. The spirit of National Can Do Day celebrates awareness of self efficacy, along with the belief that everyone is truly capable of attaining wonderful things. Self efficacy can positively impact various domains such as health, achievements, careers, interpersonal relationships, and more. They are not as high and bananas are ketos friendly as they are not as high in carbohydrates, which is avoided in keto diet. So it is important to establish and define your goals before setting out to realize them. So do it today and create a realistic action plan for your goals. It doesn't matter how big or small they are. Support this wonderful Can Do Day by trying out some keto crisps. They are good quality and healthy protein bars, especially for those on keto diet. Today is also commemorated as National Spaghetti Day in US. Through the origins of spaghetti are disputed, whether it was Marco Polo bringing back culinary invention from the East and Arab trade route delicacy, or a homegrown silicon treat dating back to 12th century. We can all agree that a cold night with a bowl of noodle, your saucy goodness is balm for the soul. Today is also commemorated as Free Flower Basket Day on January 4th. Encourages you to surprise someone with beautiful flowers. Everyone loves flowers. They are gorgeous, they smell nice, they look good, and don't need much maintenance. Whether you pick a few from your garden or buy a lovely bouquet, give a friend or a family member a free basket of flowers to brighten their day. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations and celebrations. We thank everyone for joining us on this day for celebrations and commemorations. See you all tomorrow. At the same time, with the same joining link, with different commemorations and celebrations. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form. Take care. Good night.